When I asked her, I kind of knew that it was a 50-50 shot as to whether she would be able to accomplish the climb or not. It was something that she felt was necessary for her growth as a climber.
This is scary.
When I was 26 years old, I remember flipping through a magazine with one of my climbing partners at the time, and as we were going through this magazine, we ended up finding an old picture of Arnaud Petit, and he was hammering in a bolt on this route called Delicatessen, which is in Corsica, and that's just right off of the coast of Italy. It's this beautiful little Mediterranean island. It is full of old twisted pine trees and like just these really crazy villas that are interlaced throughout the countryside. When I was 31 years old, I got the opportunity to create an expedition and plan a trip to go achieve one of these dreams that I had, to get one of those like very special routes off of my list. Delaney was incredibly excited when I asked her to join me on this trip.
Let's go.
Delaney Miller was looking for an expedition. She was just trying to come out of comp climbing. When we spoke about this project together, Delaney did have some cragging experience, but her rock climbs that she had done, you could almost count on two hands. I threw her in the deep end. I threw her in the deep end hard, and then I gave her like a 50-pound haul bag and said swim.
I'm getting a little pissed at these bushes. I keep getting stuck. I think I might be stuck now. Okay, we're good.
Delaney came up against a wall.
Nice.
All right, just take.
And so while our main objective was to swing lead this route, Delicatessen, it became very obvious towards the end of our trip that she was not going to be able to accomplish that. We were sitting down at the base of Delicatessen talking.
I was a little overly optimistic in the beginning, but I was that way because I needed to be. But at the same time, I knew that I was coming here to get on a type of rock that I've never actually had to deal with before.
And she was really distraught, like she was really upset. She's not used to feeling like she was failing. And so as we were talking about this, it became very apparent that her main objective of completing this wall needed to shift into something a little bit more within her experiential range, which was trying to complete the first pitch.
I have definitely given this wall everything I've got, and it's still not coming together.
I had a very difficult choice to make. One was to give up on a 3-year dream.
Fuck you.
Or feel like very selfish and ask her to just support. And so we had a very long conversation.
The opportunity to do the wall and push still. So the reins are in your hands now. I'm here to help.
She decided to support me on like a 3-year dream that I'd been wanting to do.
Time to go for the push.
I don't know exactly what happened, but it's one of those really special moments in my life where, you know, even though I had like low expectations, ultimately it ended up piecing together and I was able to actually red point Delicatessen. I feel like this was probably the most successful trip that I had been on, and it has nothing to do with like what my climbing ability was on this. It had more to do with being able to share an experience with somebody and like teach them a little bit more about like their climbing world and their climbing adventure.
Yes, you are.
Why Delaney? It was her passion for wanting to try something different. It was a big risk, but it was a risk worth taking.